side. Let's get it. You know,
We have a gank.
we have a gank top side. Wunder very quickly running away from the Scorpion, but a flash in from SkewMond. Definitely nice. The axe to come through the undertow. Wunder nowhere to go. First blood for G2. You said action on the top side. We're seeing it now, and now Skeanz is going to try to 2v1. That was not good, my guy.
They might still look for it.
And this is a bit of a toughie.
I mean, Labrov is going to die if they go for it, but if they can kill Jopa, it's worth.
Taunt through, doesn't quite get the flash. Knockback is there. Labrov is going to die, but oh, so is Mikyx. Hansama
got the mana
debating.
from Prison's Mind. Oh, doesn't go for it.
Through.
He was thinking about it, but I think he needed 4 auto attacks to kill Jopa. It's 3 or 4. Now SkewMond is behind Wunder. Wunder still no flash.
Sure. To the skies. Remember, blow back. Trying to buy time for the rest of his team to get there. Keep your eyes on that mini-map. Jungle with support on the way. Mikyx and Skeanz trying to come in, as is Labrov. Full 3v3, but SK behind the play thus far. Wunder going to die before the play even starts. Now Skeanz and Mikyx, just spectators to their top laner's demise. Skeanz, play here. Jopa flanking. Hansama has pressed R. He's using it to escape. Ulti's traded. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a wall has been leveraged. Caps cannot get around it, but the gravity field is good too. Skeanz ward hopping forward. Sonic wave connects. Caps still getting the Scuttle Crab movement speed, trying to get tricky with it. Mikyx moving into cover to make sure Skeanz can get this kill. No way for Labrov to contest. And that's Skeanz getting one back.
SkewMond's in the area though, so should dissuade any sort of dive possibility for SK. But BrokenBlade needs to be careful. He dies very fast here.
He does. The Q lands from Skeanz. BrokenBlade is a dead man. Even the Skarner can't get here in time. Nice conversion coming in from BrokenBlade. Body block there. Wunder going to finish it with a thundering blow. But the Heartsteel is there for SkewMond to make sure he gets one in return. SlowQ has TP'd, matched by Hansama now. Complete fist fight on the top side. Yeah, Jack are doing their job. Partially because Wunder doesn't do a ton of damage yet, but also Hansama didn't get hit by that shock blast, so I'd say mission accomplished.
Jopa needs to be careful.
Lock up. Hansama, good damage to come through. Nice satchel to try and escape. Both Jopa and Hansama really low, but on the hunt and the heal. More than enough movement speed. Good burst damage coming through, but that flash not doing much of anything as the Stand United ensures that there's no follow-up angle for Skeanz.
And kills him. As now Caps might be in trouble.
Well
TP.
played. Caps locked up. SlowQ still standing in the storm, and Labrov is on the way in. SlowQ needs to be careful here. He's going to get egged, but he will not go down. Caps finally drops. Mikyx debating if they can follow up. A nice little counter punch there to give SlowQ a bit of an edge in that 1v1 matchup, but it's a quick TP from BrokenBlade just to ensure that SK can't get much else.
That's when this becomes a really nice Sivir game. The only thing is Hansama is pretty reliant on his front line to create space for him since he's up against so many long-range carries. As Caps is not on power.
SlowQ and Mikyx holding hands through this entire game, and Caps cannot make it out of the Glacial Storm, so will finally fall. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. It's now Skeanz lurking, waiting in the darkness. Wunder versus Caps. Brothers fighting. Stand United up and available. Lee Sin getting pounded into the wall. Taunt blast coming in for Labrov. Wunder taken out. They were trying to bully Caps, but this time his boys were there. There's no response for SK.
G2, they send the numbers to protect Caps.
Wunder sends it to the top side to try to hold the wave. 5 members of G2 on the bottom side of the map. Taunting through now is Labrov. A bit premature to kick things off. A nice wall to block off Hansama, but not quite perfect positioning. Ulti goes completely wide from Jopa, and now there's a raging Viking standing behind him. Gonna start ripping through his health bar. He just wanted to have a pool party, but it's absolutely not happening. BrokenBlade, another wall to delay the push, but G2 with a nice quick fight to ensure their control over this Drake. We just went from 1,000, about 2,000 gold lead from a couple side lane players from G2 to 4,000 in their favor and match Drakes. Mikyx trying to swing things back a little bit, at least punish Labrov, but Anivia not the best follow-up champion in the extended play, however, it might be enough. One more staggering blow and another second here, waiting on that cooldown. Wunder on the way in. Labrov will finally fall.
A slow death for Labrov.
I've asked, I confirm. Production are on it. It's a slow game. They have time. They have the bandwidth, the resources. Wunder gonna have to flash over this wall. Nice angle coming in from SkewMond. BrokenBlade might have an axe to kick this one off, but he does have an ulti. The chase now coming in. Mikyx, a dead man walking. Quick ulti flash to try to make it over the wall, distracting Hansama as he cues out. Spider Knot, praying for a brand new day. There's not gonna happen though. He's about to die. G2 keeping the fight going. Good ulti across the top, but again, only connecting on Labrov. In goes Skeanz, his body, telling him yes, his mind, telling him yes, but now he's gonna be saying hell no, because it's Caps on the flank. 0-3-0, but still getting in there to make the play happen. Now all the way up to 3-3-1 as SK falling apart. So it's tough for SK. They can clear the waves, they can kill the minions, but killing G2's front line is tough. Luckily, G2's front line is not here. BrokenBlade going to try to 1v5. Hansama pushed R. It might not be enough though. BrokenBlade still living. Gets burnt to a crisp by the Ignite. And Skeanz is going right back in. The front line has finally arrived, but it might be too little too late. Now, that said, SkewMond is officially unkillable. Let's see how long it takes. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. The 80 damage is here. Will it be enough? Yes, it will be. SkewMond will finally fall. Physical damage there for the side of SK to finish up that kill.
And it's a pretty big throw from G2 as SK should be able to pick up this dragon now as well and set themselves on soul point. Although Hansama and Labrov want to look for the cheese. Skeanz face checks.
Quick taunt, hop back to Mikyx. Getting low, does have access to the GA. Hansama could be in trouble. Nice hook to interrupt with a GA proc. That's devastating. Labrov now looking for the angle and the setup. Jopa on the way and flashback from Skeanz. Sonic Wave connects. Resonating strike ready to come through. Good hook from Mikyx. Down goes Labrov, and now it's Hansama trapped in the pit. A 1v1 with the dragon. Ziggs ulti across the top, burning his bell shield. Now Hansama's forced to flash away as Cass continues to poke. Mikyx still going forward. No one is here to back him up. It's a one-way trip, but he's happy to take someone with him as SK continue to set their sights on the Cloud Drake. G2 might have gotten that in him in the top lane, but they lost a ton in the process.
It's a huge play for SK. It's 4-for-1.
As SK trying to find a way to get in here, but don't have great vision coverage. Maybe just hoping for the 50-50, but now SkewMond coming over the wall, locking up SlowQ. A nice W from Caps to split the fight in the meantime, as double TPs are now coming in. Arriving to the fight is BrokenBlade, but at low health, his Skeanz isn't quite sure if he wants that play. Ulti from Jopa, not great, only hitting the edge onto Caps, and both sides walking away a bit bruised. Looking for a bit of free poke. The first hook, from Mikyx is going a bit wide as SlowQ tries to land some poke of his own. BrokenBlade kicking things off, eating a ton of damage before the fight kicks off. They're going to try to burn through that health bar. Ulti across the entire team. Again, not hitting onto key members of G2, however. Mikyx's ulti, the depth charge, connects on the Caps with the fall damage in there. Now Wunder's just going to burn to death. The Knight's Vow comes in, but it's just too little. It's not nearly enough as G2 walk down Wunder.
Yet the fight somehow turns again into a 1-for-0 for them as Mikyx hooks in.
He hooks in and maybe sent just right back to the fountain. Is SkewMond debating if he wants to keep dashing forward. Taunt flash comes in for Labrov. Flash back from SlowQ was good, but it's Skeanz who's gotten the maws of G2. A GA procced. Gonna come right back to life just to die once again. Hansama taking down Skeanz.
Hansama TP towards top side here. I think he wants to go for the red buff. I thought they would just siege bot lane and open up the third inhibitor, but they want to kill SlowQ.
Cap chasing, and if they kill SlowQ, they probably just end the game here. There's nowhere for him to go. Gets egged, now will die as well. The ulti from Jopa not dealing nearly enough damage as SK are being zoned away from their own fountain. Minion-empowered melee creeps and casters going to be enough here for G2 to break open the base of SK. Wunder going for the 1v1 with BrokenBlade. Labrov interrupts, but I don't think he would have won it anyway. Skeanz desperately trying to hold the line, but despite their best efforts, SK picked apart in the mid and late game. G2 outscaling and outplaying in this game one.
And it was a nice attempt by SK. They held on for 40 minutes. But in the end, G2 with 2 Baron Nashers able to close it out. So they just had better team fighting. Oh, but Jopa trying to chase him down.
BrokenBlade, sidestep. Mikyx moving in, mounted up on the horse, trying to take out his former top laner. Wunder getting chunked down. First blood, though. Wunder barely able to escape. Labrov can't make it out. Jopa kills Hansama. SK. We cast her curse G2. They turn it around.
Labrov might be dead as well. Skeanz is here. Has the flash, has the cyclone.
Okay, meanwhile, falling.
SlowQ
going all in. Purgatory, domain expansion. Ooh. Dash in, get out. Oh, you love to see it. The weaves. Love every moment, but now the dog on the chase, and SlowQ probably just dead. 240 health healed up. Not going to be able to get back to pick up that soul. And SkewMond, happy to just grab a kill in return.
That was clean, though. He sidestepped the petrifying gaze.
And now Hansama's going to be in trouble once again. Mikyx lining up, Shattering Strike connected this time into immediate scatter the weak. Hansama can't even push his buttons. The exhaust is there, but they lack just that tiny bit of damage. SkewMond now coming over the wall. Mikyx, a dead man walking. SkewMond waiting for an angle to throw down the ulti. It's just coming off cooldown. Is Mikyx likely to die to the minions? He's channeling in with the Hex Flash. Quick stun to follow, but he will drop in the end. It looked like a picture-perfect dive, but they failed the DPS check. SlowQ using the ritual nails to go in. Now in melee range of Caps, though, definitely not ideal. Solar Flare going a little bit wide. The healing coming in from SlowQ. Forced to use his ulti. Exhaust is there too. Jopa trying to move in, but the burn damage, the Eclipse, gonna finish him off. Not gonna be able to grab that extra soul now, but Jopa hoping to finish up this kill. Pullback is there from Mikyx, and Jopa grabs another. No ulti, no flash available from Caps. Hasn't been able to finish the Roa either. Trying to get tricky with it. Knocks into the wall. Once Silver Bolt's nowhere to go. The point and click ulti. The clone not enough to save him. It looks weird from BrokenBlade, right? Why is he going for that angle? But
I think this might be part of the sauce, though. The fact that because it's 2v2, it's not that they win the 2v2, but SkewMond jumps in on Skeanz.
Going on to Skeanz, immediately forces the Cyclone. Now Hanzama's going to jump in. This could be a lot of burst damage. Follow-up spin coming in from Skeanz. Turns invisible for a brief moment, but SkewMond is just going to go for the chase here. The pack called, flash it, daggers, smite to the side. The dog's now looking to chase a fall, but Skeanz still living for an extra moment. The shutdown is there. Jopa! 3-0-0, having a hell of a game.
And SlowQ gets
Flash
the
in from BrokenBlade. Exhaust, a little bit extra shielding coming in. That's the lock into the Iron Solari from Mikyx, but now it's Mikyx himself who's in trouble. Crash down to stay living. Mega there just in time. G2 so close to getting that kill. Wunder still walking forward. Needs to connect onto BrokenBlade. Instead, they're going to focus on Labrov. Wallop is there. Looks like Labrov will just be sacrificed as the Gnar comes out from Wunder, and they're going to turn that play right around on G2.
And SK, they strike back with a kill in the mid lane, kill in the top lane, getting a gold lead back for themselves. And then the melee assassin was SK are going for a dive on top.
Dog spotting him out. Forcing a flash as well as the W coming in. Skeanz on the top side of the fight, exhausted by BrokenBlade, but just the clone going to be auto-attacked as Mikyx just continues to run. Ulti coming out from SkewMond on the chase. Massive damage. Reset is there, and Jopa might be in trouble, but SlowQ ready to go over the wall. Purgatory picked up. Labrov looks like he might be first to fall. The exhaust still ticking. SlowQ taking down Labrov, grabbing another soul there from Purgatory.
And he's certainly strong enough to do so as well, as G2 want to reclaim the territory here.
ACC onto Skeanz. Aftershock proc for Labrov. Has to be careful not to step too far forward. BrokenBlade's going to find the angle. Immediate one-shot on Jopa. Perfect use of the stealth as well as the condemn. SlowQ now running for his life. Mikyx hoping maybe to find the disengage. BrokenBlade keeps chasing forward. He will land the Shattering Strike, but SK already too much on the back foot. Flash back from BrokenBlade. Wunder had a flash of his own, but happy to just get that one for free. It's so hard for SK to lock down these members of G2. You can see them pretty effortlessly just walking away, but Wunder free stacking on Labrov right now on the raid, forcing the G2 retreat. Solar Flare going a little bit wide, but Wunder losing some health in return. Dash in, flash in, and it's Caps now. He's been locked up, but it's BrokenBlade on the flank looking to lock up SlowQ. Mikyx hoping for the interrupt. Double exhaust now traded back as Skeanz manages to take down Caps. Jopa on the bottom side of the fight, getting pushed back by SkewMond, who's going to dash again over the wall to try and retreat. Hanzama and BrokenBlade, double 80 carries, still standing. SlowQ, Wunder, Skeanz, a man advantage, but it's enough to win the fight. The nails coming through for SlowQ. The reset to take him out, a flash away, matched by Hanzama as the double buffs allow him to get the return kill.
Oh my god, it's an absolute massacre at 4-4-3. And that means that G2's backline can now go forwards. But we don't have time to talk about that. Mikyx's caught,
another fight,
and he's dead.
Mikyx caught, Mikyx down. And you can see in that fight, again, G2 beautifully taking Jopa out of the equation. Threw a ton of damage, added a Fury that did not stick.
Not in the sense that if you get one reset, the game is immediately won, but just that he needs to get that initial reset, because that's what allows him to have that mobility. Now Caps might be in trouble here.
Action, spin on the Caps. Purgatory already pulled out. 2 members locked up, and now it's SkewMond who's in trouble. Reset is there, but they're going to back away as it's double TPs from G2. Double 80 carries joining the fray. Hanzama and BrokenBlade will not let that play go unpunished. Slow burn of a fight. Both sides waiting for the perfect angle. SkewMond, good flank, jumps over the wall, grouping with the team. 50-50 territory. Skeanz dashing in, objective, getting lower, manages to grab it, and then it's instant one-shot onto Labrov. Purgatory landing onto 2, but the chase not quite there. G2 don't want to risk overcommitting, but now BrokenBlade sees an angle. That they are. Look, 500 gold difference between these two teams, now tied on Drakes. A basically dead even game.
BrokenBlade has...
G2 don't have the luxury of scaling now. Dash in with the Action Pursuit from SlowQ. He's going to be in trouble now. Burning, running away. The Slow still ticking on him, but Wunder trying to hold the line as best he can. Ulti goes onto the clone, it looks like, but it's an exhaust on the Jopa, so the fall-off damage really isn't there. Mikyx on the flank with absolutely no HP, but Wunder from downtown finds the Gnar ulti, and exhaust not enough to stop him, but his Caps taking down everybody else. In the meantime, it's a double kill for Wunder, but not nearly enough to take the fight as G2 take down 4. But you can see it's pretty easy for G2 to just two-man this. Again, they have 3 people who can shred through a Nash. Solar Flare going wide, though, is big. He brought it up before. That's really the only reliable engagement. But flash over the wall from Caps. It's a damn good way to get that fight shifted in their favor. In the blink of an eye, the staring contest easily won. But now Mikyx with the re-engage. SlowQ waiting for the resets. Can he find another? Wunder waiting for the setup. Dash back in on the Action Pursuit, but SlowQ just doesn't have the damage to finish it. Flashes over the wall, but he's burning down. SkewMond to get another. Wunder will take down Caps, but it costs him just about everything. SkewMond continuing to chase, dashes away from the wallow-up. It was close, but G2 takes the fight. The SkewMond gets a triple.
And it was so close, but it's an ace for G2. And it's as he is on a long flank here by Skeanz. He doesn't have the ultimate nor the exhaust. Has the flash though.
Flash. Good damage. Spinning on top of BrokenBlade. Flash away. Nice condemn backwards on the second cyclone, but a flash in from Skeanz finishes the job. Would give them that Cloud Soul, and SK absolutely cannot afford to let happen as that Solar Flare does connect. Wunder locked up. Immediate response now coming in. The Hound's pursuit from SkewMond trying to chase, but Skeanz has found his way on top of Hansama, and this might just be enough to lock him out of the fight. Hansama already quickly retreating though. It's only Labrov to drop thus far. SK see an angle to get even more. That gold advantage from the Red Bull Baron Powerway dropping further and further.
He's gonna be really, really strong in these fights if he's able to time that Mega Narc transition well, but Caps is in trouble here.
Ashen, Purgatory on a Caps. Nice backstep from SlowQ, moving in with the Ashen Pursuit to try to finish the job. Caps buys a couple extra seconds, waits for the Purgatory to fall away at the very least, but that's a shutdown for SlowQ. SK forced to group up like this as G2 just takes so much space. BrokenBlade continued to force, did use his ultimate as Mikyx gets lower and lower. Dash in onto Hansama, 2 members locked up by the Cyclone. Jopa immediately gonna ult, and that's a reset coming in for SlowQ. He chases down Hansama, but an ulti responded to by SkewMond. He can't stick to the target, it's the death ball of SK. Caps looking for a way in, incredible backstep on the Petrifying Gaze from Skeanz. Keeps this fight alive as Wunder desperate to keep the engage going, but the triple carries on the side of G2 are still here, and it's SK to pick up a soul point of their own. His team, Skeanz and Mikyx hoping to find a play. G2 collapsing on Mikyx, knowing that he is the big playmaking tool. Carries of G2 stepping forward, trying to take a bit of a space. Exhaust from Mikyx. Mikyx about to get taken down. Skeanz looking for a re-engage of his own. Nice backstep on the Solar Flare, but Mikyx already forced out of the fight. Mikyx already deleted. No Baron in sight. Skeanz forced into GA. SK crumbling. The collapse on the Mikyx paying off beautifully for G2. And Skeanz about to fall. The coordination non-existent. BrokenBlade looking to make a quick montage as SlowQ and Wunder are on the way out. But the Hound's pursuit is there. SkewMond on the chase. SlowQ hoping desperately to get anything back. But all that's left is one little Yordle and a dream. A TP into the bottom lane as Wunder desperately tries to hold on, but even the wallop is not enough. G2 set to end it here.
G2, they found the fight. They got the ace. Caps can TP in the bot lane, and he's gonna finish it up. The death timers are too long for them to be able to hold on. And it was SK. They didn't quite have the damage to finish the Nash. They didn't have the greatest turn. And G2 could kite them out, take down Mikyx. Mikyx's up in 2 seconds, but the rest of the carries are still dead for 20. G2 should be able to just finish this game nice and clean.
Simply too far away. One terrible fight for G2 into a nearly perfect one as SK did not get another opportunity to use that combo. It's a full-on fountain dive. Farewell to arms for a former brother as G2 cleaned this one up nicely. 2-0 in the series versus SK, moving up to 3-1.
It was a valiant effort by SK. Both games went over 40 minutes, but G2 in the later game team fight kept finding the upper hand, kept finding the clutch fight that they needed to win the games.